Right now, as you hear these words, there's something happening inside your mind that you've never truly noticed. A voice, speaking, commenting, judging. And here's what almost nobody realizes. That voice isn't you. The primary source of human suffering isn't what happens to us. It's the story that voice tells us about what happens to us. That constant narrator, that inner commentator, running its endless monologue about your life, your worth, your future, your past. Most people live their entire lives believing they are that voice. But this is the greatest case of mistaken identity in human history. Eckhart Tolle spent years understanding this fundamental truth. He discovered that the moment you recognize you are not your thoughts, something extraordinary happens. Freedom begins. You are not your mind. You are the awareness behind the mind. Today, we're going to dive deep into this teaching to understand, in practical terms, how to recognize this voice, separate yourself from it, and experience the freedom that emerges when you discover who you truly are. Listen, right now. Can you hear it? That mental chatter? Perhaps it's saying something like, I don't have a voice in my head, or this is interesting, or I wonder if this really works. There it is. And here's the revelation that changes everything. If you can hear the voice, then you cannot be the voice. The listener and the voice are not the same thing. You are the listener, the observer, the awareness itself. Think of it this way. When your body's cells divide and multiply in harmony with the whole organism, we call it growth, healing, life. But when cells multiply without awareness of the greater body, ignoring the needs of the whole system, we have a different word for that: cancer. The thinking mind, when it operates without awareness, without connection to your deeper self, becomes like those rogue cells. It grows unchecked, consuming your peace, your presence, your joy. But just as the body has an immune system, you have something far more powerful than runaway thoughts. You have awareness. Let's try something right now. Don't just listen to these words. Experience them. Close your eyes if you can. If not, soften your gaze. For the next 30 seconds, simply notice your breathing, not changing it, not improving it, just noticing, in and out. And here's the key. When thoughts arise, and they will, don't fight them. Don't judge them. Simply notice. Ah, there's a thought. Like watching clouds pass across the sky. You are the sky. Thoughts are just weather. Notice how, in those moments of pure observation, something shifts. The mental noise quiets. A space opens up. In that space lives something ancient and infinite within you, your true self. This isn't just philosophy. This is the most practical skill you can develop, because every moment you're identified with the voice in your head, you're living in a kind of waking dream, a story about life instead of life itself. But when you step back and become the observer, you wake up. Here's how this changes your daily life. Tomorrow morning, when you brush your teeth, try this. Instead of letting your mind race ahead to your day, your problems, your to-do list, stay right here. Feel the brush against your teeth. Taste the toothpaste. Notice the sound of the water. When you're walking, anywhere, anytime, feel your feet touching the ground. One step, another step. Present, aware, alive. When someone is speaking to you, instead of preparing your response or judging their words, Simply listen completely from that space of awareness. Watch what happens. You'll discover that most of your stress, your anxiety, your unhappiness isn't caused by what's actually happening. It's caused by the stories your mind tells you about what's happening. The good news? You don't have to believe every story your mind tells you. The moment you start watching the thinker, a higher level of consciousness becomes activated. You begin to realize that there is a vast realm of intelligence beyond thought. Scientific research now confirms what mystics have known for millennia. When we practice mindful awareness, our brain literally rewires itself. The areas associated with anxiety and reactivity become less active. The regions connected to peace, compassion, and clarity grow stronger. You're not just changing your experience, you're changing your brain. But here's what's even more beautiful. This transformation isn't something you have to strain for or earn. It's your natural state. You're not becoming someone new. You're remembering who you've always been underneath all that mental noise. Think about the moments in your life when you felt most alive, most peaceful, most yourself. Maybe watching a sunset, holding a baby, lost in music, in love, creating something beautiful. What did all those moments have in common? Your mind was quiet. You were completely present. The voice had stopped its commentary, and you were just here. That's your true home. Some of you might be wondering, but don't I need my thoughts? How would I function without thinking? Of course you need thinking. It's a magnificent tool. But like any tool, the key is knowing when to use it and when to put it down. You wouldn't walk around all day with a hammer in your hand, pounding everything you encounter. Yet most of us walk around all day with our thinking minds activated, commenting on everything we encounter. What if you could choose when to think? What if thoughts became your servant instead of your master? This is possible. Today, right now, every time you notice yourself lost in the mental chatter, you have a choice. You can continue to identify with those thoughts, to believe you are that voice, or you can step back and remember, I am the one who is aware of thinking. With practice, you will find yourself smiling at that voice in your head, the way you might smile at a child's imagination, not taking it so seriously, not letting it run your life. And in that space between thoughts, you'll discover something remarkable: peace, joy, a sense of coming home to yourself. The ancient teachers called this enlightenment, but it's not some distant spiritual achievement. It's available right here, right now, in this moment. You are not your mind. You are not your thoughts. You are not the voice in your head. You are the awareness in which all of these appear and disappear. You are consciousness itself, having a human experience. And that changes everything. Take a moment now. Breathe. Be still. In this stillness, you are not becoming someone new. You are meeting who you've always been. The journey of awakening isn't about getting somewhere else. It's about recognizing where you already are. Here, now, aware, free. And from this place of presence, life becomes not a problem to be solved, but a miracle to be experienced, one breath at a time. What would change in your life if you truly understood that you are not the voice in your head? Share your thoughts below, not from the mental chatter, but from that deeper place of knowing within you. If this resonated with something deep within you, consider joining our community of awakening souls. There's so much more to explore together on this journey inward. Until our paths cross again, stay present